powerhouse episode for you. You know, I understand as an actor, there's only so, especially on a television show, there's only so much you can know at a certain point. But at what point did you actually learn about this much of her backstory and her history with, especially Mary? And what did kind of getting this script mean to you?
Okay, so I was told immediately that this was Ingrid's backstory, and what the arc that I was given, they like by Craig Sweeney and Larry Tang, they I had a meeting, yeah, like a day after I booked the part, or something, like very early on. They were like, okay, we feel like this is pretty important. You should know that this is what happens, and this is like the arc that we see for you. The ending is very different than what they initially said, but the core of it, which is Ingrid killed her dad to protect her sister, stayed the same. And so I knew that the episode was coming up. And then I remember like Craig texting me or being like, guess what the next episode is? I was like, is the best gift ever. So it was so fun. I really like it's just like getting a script like that and being like there's so much there to work with, right? Like it's just it's so fun. I didn't know any of the Mary stuff. So the Mary stuff was a like reveal when I read it. But yeah, it's just like it was just like a really fun time. Which is weird to say it was a fun time given how heavy the material is, but yeah.
No, that is 100% what makes sense because for you as an actor, you want to dig into the character stuff. You want to kind of dig into the meat, and you have incredible scenes where Ingrid is dealing with Watson and Mary. When she's having to kind of confess what went down. There's incredible work there. Can you speak actually a little bit about kind of filming those scenes and kind of having to kind of have that weight unburdened from Ingrid as she kind of reveals what she's been hiding all this time?
Oh my, it was so much fun. I cannot say enough good things about those. So we filmed them over the span of 2 days, and Mario, director, and it's also so funny because you read a script like this and you're like, oh my God, I hope that we have a good director. Like I hope we get somebody who like gets it and who I can talk to, and that's exactly what like Mario was. He was very clear with how he was going to film, which was it was going to be over the span of 2 days. We were going to start like further out, and then as the like days progressed, we would just zoom more in. And what's great about that is that you have an opportunity to like explore different ways of doing it and kind of like fine tuning the performance every single time, so that when we do get to the like the close up, you're like, okay, I know the scene and I get it, and there's still leaving room to explore but being more and more comfortable with it. um Rochelle is an amazing scene partner. Like I can, it's up till then, I'm such a creep. Every single time I would see her, I was like, Rochelle, you're so beautiful. Like she's the most stunning human being I've ever seen. Like it's wild. I always say that it's like if an alien species got together and were like, okay, how do we like we have to create the most beautiful person on the planet, and they created Rochelle. Like that's what happened. And then on top of that, she's just like she's so nice, and she's like and just like such a nice human. Um and talented, like talented. So we started working together, and she just like giving it her all every single time. Like the camera's not even on her, and sometimes these things are pretty like emotional, and actors will hold a little bit back when the camera isn't on them, which is completely understandable. It's exhausting, it's a lot to ask. Rochelle did not do that ever. She was fully there. She gave me everything, which then in turn like is inspiring my performance and how I'm delivering things, because I'm just reacting to what I'm being given. And I think to work with an actor like that is it's nothing short of a gift, and I feel very lucky to have had all that stuff with her, and I try to like do the same when the cameras on her. I was just like, I'm here, whatever you need, you got it, like it's just like and it was. And then you go home at the end of a day like that, and like you're exhausted, but like it feels so good, and we also have like an amazing crew that we work with as well, that in terms, I know it like it sounds silly, but like when you're like crying and you're doing all this stuff, like you don't want like hair and makeup to be coming in every single time to like, because it's kind of like throws off the energy. They knew exactly when to come in. They know exactly like when they're needed and when they should like, like stay back. The camera people, they know, they have so much respect. Like we work with really talented people who are very good at their jobs, and like like I can't say enough about the cast, crew, everybody across the board is good. I'm so lucky. I just
That's
feel very lucky.
no, absolutely. And it's such a fantastic thing that you had that experience. This is a very, in many ways, it's understated how traumatic this hour is for Ingrid. Like we know it's traumatic, but like she is going through a bunch of life-changing moments kind of in this as her secrets exposed as she's kind of dealing with all this. How much do you think the trauma has actually hit her at this point, and how much does she actually realize how much she has just gone through in this short amount of time?
Um, I think, I mean, obviously this is a monumental life-changing moment because it's all the like anger, that she has kept for all of these years, because I think she's really furious at Mary, like, and I don't, I think she's kept that for all these years, and I think like the trauma to a certain extent, like it's not going to go away until Gigi walks again, if she ever walks again. She will like hold on to that, but for the first time she's capable of expressing this grief, because you see in the flashbacks when like she walks past Mary and she doesn't say anything as a teenager, and it's like from that moment on it's like a fist that's been clenched, and in this episode what's happening is that like fist is opening and all this like vile like shit is coming out, like goop, like no, goop is not the right word. Like
Being
just like
pus?
us, yeah, like of just, but even worse, like it's just like I can't like this like I don't know, like in my head I'm picturing just like, yeah, just this like black sticky like gross stuff that she's just been holding on. It's like coming out onto Mary, onto Watson, onto like, the walls around her, just like it's like I've had to carry this, and fuck you for that, and I will never forgive you for not doing that surgery, because it again has dictated the way she's had to move through the world, the things she's had to do. And it's all because of that one moment, that one day years back, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's also the immediate threat of sorts to her own career now that she kind of has this timetable of find a job or you're fired. How much can you share? Is she processing that? How much is she going to fight back? What can you kind of say about what that does to her mindset moving forward, on top of also having to worry about Gigi?
I don't think that Ingrid allows other people to push her into doing things that she doesn't want to do. And I think that she finds ways of working around it. And even in this moment of like, I think that that's also what like differentiates her from like uh I was like a normal person, is
Yeah.
that I think that a normal person be like, oh my God, I fucked up. Yeah, I'm fired. And it's just like, no, I am in charge here. You don't tell me what to do. It's like you think you can tell me what to do, but so there might be a slight moment of like shock of readjustment, but then the readjustment happens and it's like, oh, but this is what's going to happen. What I say will happen, you know? Um, yeah.